Ladies and gentlemen, falling is not failure, but an invitation to rise. In the grand rhythm of life, every stumble, every misstep, and every collapse is not an end, but a beginning. It is an opportunity wrapped in the disguise of adversity, a doorway to a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of oneself. Too often the world teaches that falling is something to be ashamed of, that failure is a reflection of inadequacy. But this is the greatest deception of all, for true strength is not found in avoiding falls, but in the relentless courage to rise from them. There is a profound beauty in the struggle of rising again. It is in that moment of choice, standing at the edge of despair, that true power is discovered. The mind may whisper doubts, the heart may feel weary, but deep within there is an unbreakable force that refuses to accept defeat. That force is resilience. It is the fire that burns quietly within, waiting to be reignited every time life attempts to extinguish it. Those who understand this truth do not fear falling, because they know that each descent is simply a lesson in the art of standing stronger. Every fall carries a message, a hidden wisdom meant only for those who dare to look beyond the pain. It strips away illusions, shatters complacency, and forces a confrontation with the deepest fears and insecurities. It demands growth, transformation, and a renewed perspective. To fall is to be given the rare chance to rebuild, not as the person who once was, but as someone bolder, wiser, and more unshakable than ever before. It is not a punishment, but an invitation, an open hand extended by life itself, urging a step into greatness. Strength is not found in perfection, but in perseverance. The most powerful individuals are not those who have never fallen, but those who have embraced the experience of falling and used it to propel themselves forward. Every stumble strengthens the foundation upon which the next rise is built. Every setback carves out a deeper well of wisdom, patience, and courage. Those who rise after falling do not carry the same doubts as before, for they have proven to themselves that they are capable of overcoming anything. The world may judge the fall, but it will remember the rise. It will remember the unwavering determination, the quiet refusal to stay defeated, and the relentless spirit that would not accept failure as final. Those who rise after every fall do not merely survive, they thrive. They move forward with a deeper understanding of their own power, with an unshakable belief that no obstacle is insurmountable. They inspire others not by their perfection, but by their ability to stand back up time and time again. Fear of falling keeps many from taking risks, from stepping outside the comfort of the familiar, from chasing the dreams that set their souls on fire. But those who embrace the truth that falling is not failure are the ones who dare to reach higher, to push beyond limits, to create lives of extraordinary meaning. They do not ask, "What if I fall?" but instead declare, "When I rise again, I will be stronger." Each fall is a test, not of ability, but of will. The body may grow tired, the mind may waver, but the spirit remains unbroken. It is in rising that one discovers the infinite strength that lies within. The world may knock down those who dream, those who strive, those who dare to challenge the odds, but it can never defeat those who refuse to stay down. There is no shame in falling, the only tragedy is in refusing to rise. The invitation to stand back up is always there, waiting to be accepted. Those who answer it become unstoppable, for they have learned the greatest lesson of all, that every fall is simply a chapter in a greater story of resilience, courage, and triumph. Courage is mastering fear, not avoiding it. Fear is an undeniable part of life, an instinct woven into the very fabric of existence. It whispers warnings, casts doubt, and urges retreat. It presents itself as an immovable barrier, standing between where one is and where one longs to be. But fear is not the enemy. It is not meant to paralyze or diminish. It is meant to be understood, faced, and ultimately conquered. True courage does not come from the absence of fear, but from the decision to move forward despite it. The bravest souls are not those who never feel fear, but those who refuse to let it dictate their actions. They step into the unknown with trembling hands and racing hearts, knowing that fear is not a signal to stop, but an invitation to grow. Fear arises when standing at the edge of something new, something uncertain. It is a reminder that the path ahead is one of transformation, that something great lies beyond the hesitation. Those who dare to challenge their fears discover that they are far stronger than they ever imagined. There is a choice in every moment of fear, to shrink or to rise. Many wait for the fear to disappear before they take action, believing that only in its absence will they be ready. But fear does not vanish on its own. It lingers, waiting to be confronted, waiting to be pushed aside by a force greater than itself. That force is courage. Courage steps forward when fear tells one to step back. Courage speaks when fear demands silence. Courage acts when fear insists that staying still is the safest option. Fear thrives in uncertainty, feeding on the unknown. It crafts stories of failure, rejection, and disappointment. It convinces the mind that stepping forward will lead only to suffering. But these are illusions, shadows that vanish when exposed to the light of action. The moment one takes that first step despite fear, its power begins to fade. Action diminishes fear, while hesitation gives it strength. The only way to master fear is to move through it, to stand in its presence and refuse to be controlled by it. There will always be reasons to be afraid. The world is full of risks, challenges, and moments of discomfort. But every great achievement, every meaningful victory has been won by those who chose courage over fear. They did not wait until they felt ready. They did not wait for perfect conditions. They simply decided that their dreams, their purpose, and their potential were worth more than their fear. They understood that fear is temporary, but regret lasts far longer. Mastering fear does not mean it disappears forever. It means learning to recognize it for what it truly is, a signal of growth, a sign that something meaningful is at stake. It means acknowledging its presence but not granting it control. It means embracing the discomfort, knowing that beyond it lies something greater. Those who face their fears consistently find themselves transformed, stronger, and more resilient with every step forward. Fear is a test, an opportunity to prove that limits exist only in the mind. It challenges one to rise above, to rewrite the narrative, to take ownership of life's direction. It asks, will you let this stop you? And courage responds, no. Each time fear is faced, confidence grows. Each time a step is taken despite the doubt, a new level of strength is unlocked. Fear may never fully disappear, but it will lose its power over those who refuse to bow to it. The ones who master fear are the ones who refuse to be defined by it. They understand that fear is nothing more than a threshold to be crossed, a test of how deeply they desire the life they dream of. They step forward not because they are fearless, but because they have chosen to be brave. They know that their greatest potential lies on the other side of what scares them. And so they walk forward, one bold step at a time, proving that courage is not the absence of fear, it is the triumph over it. Resilience comes from turning wounds into wisdom. Life is not a straight path, it is a journey filled with trials that test the spirit, moments of pain that seem insurmountable, and wounds that leave their marks on the soul. Yet within every scar lies a story, a lesson, a seed of strength waiting to take root. The challenges that break open the heart are not there to destroy, but to transform, to teach, and to awaken a deeper understanding of one's own power. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Resilience is born in the moments when one chooses to rise above the hurt, to see beyond the immediate sting of the wound and uncover its hidden gift. Every wound carries with it an opportunity to grow, to gain a new perspective, and to build a foundation of wisdom that cannot be shaken. It is not the absence of hardship that defines strength, but the ability to stand tall in its aftermath, carrying the lessons it imparts. The process of turning wounds into wisdom begins with acceptance. Resistance to pain only deepens its grip, but when one allows themselves to feel, to grieve, and to process, the healing begins. The wound becomes a teacher, guiding one to reflect, to ask questions, and to seek understanding. Why did this happen? What can be learned from it? How can it shape a better version of oneself? These questions transform the pain into purpose, and the wound begins to fade, replaced by a strength that could not have been cultivated in any other way. Resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill developed through adversity. Each trial, each setback, and each heartbreak contributes to the building of inner fortitude. The most unshakable people are not those who have avoided pain, but those who have faced it, allowed it to shape them, and emerged on the other side with a greater sense of clarity and purpose. They understand that life's challenges are not meant to break them, but to prepare them for the road ahead. Wounds teach compassion. They create an understanding of what it means to struggle, to fall, and to rise again. This understanding becomes a wellspring of empathy for others who are walking their own difficult paths. Those who have turned their wounds into wisdom become beacons of hope, showing others that pain is not the end, but a stepping stone to a brighter, more resilient version of themselves. Their scars are not signs of weakness, but badges of honor, proof of their journey and the lessons they have learned along the way. Pain often feels isolating, but it connects all of humanity in its universality. Everyone faces challenges, everyone endures heartache. The difference lies in how one responds to it. Those who allow their wounds to define them remain trapped in the cycle of suffering. But those who see their pain as a bridge to growth become unstoppable. They refuse to let their wounds close them off from the world. Instead, they open themselves up to new possibilities, new perspectives, and a deeper understanding of life's beauty. Wounds are not just reminders of the past, they are guides to the future. Each one is a marker of a moment that required strength, courage, and resilience. By reflecting on those moments, one can draw upon the lessons learned and use them to navigate future challenges. The wisdom gained from hardship becomes a tool, a resource that can be called upon in times of uncertainty. It provides a roadmap for overcoming, for thriving, and for rising higher than ever before. Resilience is the ultimate act of defiance against adversity. It is the decision to not only survive but to grow. It is the choice to see pain as a catalyst for transformation rather than a reason to retreat. Every wound, no matter how deep, carries within it the potential for incredible wisdom. Those who embrace this truth become unshakable, for they know that no matter what life throws their way, they have the power to rise, to heal, and to transform. The human spirit is incredibly resilient. It bends but does not break. It endures but does not surrender. It takes the wounds of the past and turns them into stepping stones for a brighter future. The marks left by life's challenges are not signs of defeat, but proof of resilience, of courage, and of an unyielding commitment to growth. Through pain, wisdom is born, and through wisdom, life becomes richer, deeper, and more meaningful than ever before. Challenges are stepping stones, not roadblocks. Every obstacle that appears is not meant to halt progress, but to strengthen the resolve to move forward. Difficulties are not signs to turn back, but invitations to rise higher, to dig deeper, and to uncover the limitless potential that lies within. When faced with adversity, there are two choices: to see it as an impenetrable wall or as a staircase leading to something greater. Those who choose to see challenges as stepping stones transform struggles into opportunities, setbacks into wisdom, and failures into fuel for success. The mind often perceives difficulty as a threat, something to be feared and avoided. It whispers doubts, convincing that hardship is a sign of inadequacy or proof that the journey ahead is impossible. But this is an illusion, a false belief that keeps so many from realizing their true strength. The truth is that challenges exist to shape, refine, and prepare for the victories that lie ahead. They are not the end of the road, but the very path that leads to greatness. Growth does not come from comfort. It is in the moments of struggle that character is tested, resilience is built, and determination is forged. Without resistance, there is no progress. Just as a river carves through rock to create deep and powerful canyons, adversity carves through hesitation and fear to reveal the strength that has always been there. Every challenge is an opportunity to push beyond what once seemed possible, to prove that limits exist only in the mind, and to invite side more capable than ever before. Many give up when they encounter difficulty, believing that struggle is a sign they are on the wrong path. But the truth is that the presence of challenges is often an indication of being on the right path. Nothing truly valuable comes without effort. The most rewarding achievements, the deepest transformations, and the most profound moments of success come from pushing through the trials that stand in the way. The difficulty is not a reason to stop, it is a reason to keep going. Every challenge carries within it a lesson, a hidden gift waiting to be discovered. Those who look beyond the immediate struggle and seek the wisdom within it find themselves growing in ways they never imagined. They learn patience, perseverance, adaptability, and an inner strength. They develop a mindset that refuses to be defeated, that sees every obstacle as a teacher rather than an enemy. When faced with adversity, they do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead, "What is this here to teach me?" This shift in perspective turns even the hardest trials into powerful moments of transformation. The greatest achievements in history were not born from ease, but from struggle. Every breakthrough, every success, and every moment of triumph has been preceded by countless challenges that demanded perseverance. Those who reach their highest potential do not do so because they avoided difficulty, but because they faced it, embraced it, and used it as a catalyst for growth. They did not allow setbacks to define them. Instead, they allowed them to refine them. Strength is not measured by how easy the journey is, but by how many obstacles are overcome along the way. Those who face challenges head-on develop an unshakable belief in themselves. They learn that no difficulty is permanent, that no setback is final, and that no challenge is greater than their ability to rise above it. They build the kind of confidence that cannot be shaken because it has been tested and proven in the fire of adversity. Challenges do not block the path, they are the path. Every moment of struggle, every difficulty faced, and every setback endured is shaping something greater. The pain of today is the strength of tomorrow. The frustration of the moment is the wisdom of the future. Every challenge conquered is another step forward, another piece of evidence that no obstacle is insurmountable. There is no success without struggle, no growth without hardship, and no achievement without perseverance. Challenges are not meant to stop progress, they are meant to fuel it. They are stepping stones leading to something far greater than what was originally imagined. Those who embrace this truth, who see difficulty not as an end but as a beginning, become unstoppable. They understand that every challenge faced is another opportunity to rise, to learn, and to become stronger than ever before. Rising again inspires others to do the same. Strength is not only measured by how many times one stands back up, but also by the impact that resilience has on those who witness it. Every struggle endured, every challenge overcome, and every setback faced with determination sends a powerful message to the world that adversity is not the end, that failure is not final, and that rising after a fall is always possible. There is an undeniable energy in perseverance, a force that moves beyond the individual and reaches others who may be standing on the edge of giving up. The human spirit is deeply connected. When one person rises after being knocked down, it sparks something in those who are watching. It offers proof that strength is not reserved for the chosen few, but is a fire that exists within all. The moment someone chooses to stand after falling, they unknowingly give permission for others to do the same. It is through example, not words, that the most profound inspiration is given. Witnessing resilience in action stirs something powerful within, igniting a belief that no obstacle is too great and no failure is too permanent. Every journey carries struggles, and in those struggles there are always silent observers, those who are facing their own battles, those who are questioning their own strength, those who are unsure if they too can rise. When they see someone else refuse to be defeated, when they watch someone transform pain into power, they are reminded that they too have the ability to overcome. The sight of someone standing back up after a fall creates a ripple effect, proving that resilience is not an isolated force, but a collective energy that spreads from one heart to another. There is a unique kind of power in refusing to stay down. The world does not always celebrate perseverance in the moment, but it never forgets it. Those who keep going despite hardships, who turn their struggles into stepping stones, leave behind a legacy of strength. They may never hear the words of gratitude from those they have unknowingly inspired, but the impact of their actions lives on in the minds and hearts of those who have watched them rise. Strength is not just personal, it is a gift that lifts others up. Adversity does not discriminate. Every person will face moments of doubt, fear, and failure. But in those moments, what often makes the difference is the knowledge that others have walked a similar path and emerged victorious. Knowing that someone else has conquered their fears, endured their hardships, and found a way forward provides hope. It turns uncertainty into belief and hesitation into action. The decision to rise after every fall becomes more than an act of self-preservation. It becomes a beacon of hope for those who need it most. Courage is contagious. Every act of perseverance is a quiet invitation for others to tap into their own strength. The greatest leaders, the most inspiring figures, and the most powerful individuals are not those who have never fallen, but those who have fallen and risen so many times that determination becomes undeniable. Their resilience radiates outward, shifting the mindset of those who once believed their own battles were too great to overcome. Strength is not about standing tall without struggle, it is about standing tall despite it. The choice to rise again is not just personal, it is universal. It sends a message to the world that setbacks do not define destiny, that challenges are not permanent, and that failure is not the end of the story. Every time someone chooses to keep going, they unknowingly become a source of encouragement for someone else. They prove that hardship is not a reason to give up, but a reason to push forward. They remind others that resilience is always an option. No one rises alone. Every act of perseverance carries within it the power to uplift, to strengthen, and to inspire. Just as one person's courage has the ability to awaken the courage in others, the cycle of resilience continues. Strength spreads. Determination multiplies. And every time one person rises, they create a spark that has the power to light up the world. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it. Every great achievement is built upon lessons learned from setbacks, mistakes, and disappointments. There is no path to greatness that is free of obstacles, and there is no journey to success that does not include failure along the way. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who do not is not the absence of failure, but the ability to see it as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Failure is often misunderstood. It is seen as an ending, a sign that something is not meant to be, or proof of personal inadequacy. But failure is none of these things. It is a teacher, a guide, and a necessary part of the process. It reveals weaknesses that need strengthening, strategies that need adjusting, and perspectives that need shifting. Every setback holds a lesson, and those who embrace it with an open mind and determined heart will find themselves growing in ways they never imagined. Fear of failure holds many people back from even trying. It convinces them that the risk is too great, that the pain of falling short is too unbearable. But failure is never as devastating as regret. To never attempt something out of fear is to deny oneself the opportunity to grow, to improve, and to discover new possibilities. Those who are willing to fail, to stumble, and to start again are the ones who ultimately succeed, because they understand that failure is not a final destination, it is merely a stop along the way. Resilience is built in the moments after failure. It is easy to feel discouraged, to question whether continuing is worth the effort. But true strength comes from rising again, from taking the lessons learned and using them to move forward with greater wisdom and determination. Every challenge faced, every mistake made, and every setback endured shapes a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of oneself. Success is not about avoiding failure, it is about using it. It is about transforming disappointment into motivation, mistakes into knowledge, and struggles into breakthroughs. Each failure is a step forward, an opportunity to refine skills, deepen understanding, and strengthen resolve. The most successful people are not those who have never failed, but those who refuse to let failure define them. They embraced it, learned from it, and kept moving forward, proving that failure is not the end, it is the beginning of something greater. Strength is not found in never falling, but in always rising. Life is not about avoiding hardship, it is about developing the courage to face it, the resilience to endure it, and the determination to rise above it. Every challenge, every failure, and every painful moment is not a sign of weakness, but an opportunity to prove just how strong the human spirit truly is. Strength is not measured by how easy the journey is, but by how many times one refuses to stay down after being knocked over. Falling is inevitable. No one moves through life without setbacks, heartbreaks, or moments of doubt. It is in those moments of struggle that real strength is forged. Strength is not about avoiding difficulty, but about standing back up with more wisdom, more courage, and more determination than before. Every time a person rises after a fall, they become stronger, not just in endurance, but in character. The scars left by struggle are not signs of failure, but marks of resilience, proof that obstacles were faced and overcome. Rising again is an act of defiance against defeat. It is a choice to keep moving forward despite exhaustion, to believe in possibilities even when faced with uncertainty, and to trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. The strongest people are not those who have never been broken, but those who have used their struggles to build themselves back up. Every fall carries a lesson, every setback holds wisdom, and every failure brings the opportunity to grow.